The US and China are in a Cold War, and Taiwan is a new battleground. Battleground is a metaphor. Let's just hope it stays that way. Welcome back to China Uncensored. I'm Chris Chappell. Taiwan. It's one of the most successful democracies in Asia. But the Chinese Communist Party claims Taiwan belongs to China. Not Taiwan's democracy, just the territory part. And the Communist Party hates it whenever other countries do anything that might make it seem like Taiwan is its own independent country, and not just another province of China. Things like sending high-ranking officials on state visits. So, the Communist Party did not like this.
U.S. Health Chief Alex Azar met with Taiwan's leader on Monday and offered the island President Donald Trump's strong support. Azar's visit is a landmark meeting. He's the highest-level U.S. official to go to Taiwan in 4 decades. His trip angered China, which claims the democratic island as its own.
I think angered is an understatement. While he was there, Alex Azar said all the right things to push the Chinese Communist Party's buttons. First, he criticized how the Chinese regime handled the coronavirus.
The Chinese Communist Party has had the chance to warn the world and work with the world on battling the virus. But they chose not to, and the costs of that choice mount higher every day. As the virus emerged, the People's Republic of China did not live up to the binding obligations it had under the international health regulations, betraying the cooperative spirit we need for global health.
And then he praised how Taiwan responded to the coronavirus.
The United States believes that Taiwan's accomplishments should be recognized on the world stage, and that Taiwan should be able to share these lessons and its world-class expertise in international fora.
While Azar was in Taiwan, he signed a landmark agreement on health cooperation. But that's not all. As I mentioned earlier, Secretary Azar is the highest-level U.S. official to visit Taiwan in 4 decades, and both countries made the most of it. Kind of like when you post all those amazing photos of yourself on Instagram, living your best diplomatic life. Azar didn't just meet with his counterpart, Taiwan's Minister of Health. He also met with Taiwan's foreign minister, and even President Tsai Ing-Wen. No word on whether he got to meet her cats. That's a real honor. Azar also paid respects to former President Lee Teng-hui, who led Taiwan's transition to democracy, and left a not-so-subtle message about the future of U.S.-Taiwan relations. Look, isn't Azar supposed to be the health secretary? Doesn't he know how much stress this is all causing Xi Jinping? It's not good for his health. But if the Chinese Communist Party has its way, Azar's trip might not be good for the health of anyone in Taiwan. China's foreign ministry issued a stern warning.
We once again warned the U.S. that China is firmly opposed to the U.S. and Taiwan engaging in official exchanges under any pretext.
China emphasized its warning by sending fighter jets while Azar was in Taiwan. In fact, over the past couple of months, China has been ramping up military pressure on Taiwan. So the U.S. has been ramping up weapons sales to Taiwan. If anyone is confused about why China is doing this, Taiwan's Foreign Minister Joseph Wu made it very clear during Azar's visit.
Our life has become increasingly difficult as China continues to pressure Taiwan into accepting its political conditions, conditions that will turn Taiwan into the next Hong Kong. However, we are fortunate to have good friends like the U.S. and its enthusiastic members, like Secretary Azar, who was always there supporting each and every fight of Taiwan for international space.
That support from the U.S. includes more than just individual actions like weapons sales and this high-level visit. It's part of a U.S.-Taiwan alliance that's getting stronger in many ways. For example, among other things, Azar discussed a possible bilateral trade pact during his visit. But the most important thing about Azar's visit is that it, in effect, normalizes the fact that a senior U.S. official can visit Taiwan and nothing bad happened. Sure, the Chinese Communist Party scrambled some jets, but there wasn't much they could actually do about it. That could lead to more meetings between U.S. and Taiwanese officials, And it could lead to other countries sending high-level officials to Taiwan too. For example, officials from the Czech Republic, including the mayor of Prague, just announced a visit to Taiwan later this month. That's great, because Taiwan deserves to be recognized as a leading democracy. And also because the more international support Taiwan receives, the riskier it will be for the Chinese Communist Party to invade. Of course, the boldest move would be if the U.S. formally recognizes Taiwan as a country, with a formal embassy and all the like. I know that sounds like a big step, since the U.S. hasn't formally recognized Taiwan since 1979. But consider this. Does it make sense that we live in a world where the President of the United States can meet with the leader of North Korea, but not the President of Taiwan? However, Trump did make history when he was first elected, when he became the first U.S. President-elect in decades to have a phone call with the President of Taiwan. And that apparently had been planned long in advance. Will Trump move to formally recognize Taiwan before the November U.S. election? Well, 2020 seems to be full of surprises, doesn't it? And now is the time when I answer a question from you, a fan who supports China Uncensored on the crowdfunding website Patreon. YouTube would have put us out of business by frequently demonetizing episodes and sometimes even removing them. Professor Moody asks, China Uncensored.tv is not secure. I presume an upgrade is forthcoming. Ah yes, good question. If you didn't know, we have a website, ChinaUncensored.tv. It's not great. We are working on upgrading it, though, to be an excellent platform for all our shows, not just China Uncensored, but also America Uncovered and the China Unscripted podcast. And it will also be secure. This is also important for us as a backup in case anything happens with YouTube. So stay tuned. We'll also be working on a merch store for the website too. Thanks for your question, Professor Moody. And thank you for watching. If you like the show, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell. We publish new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, so if you aren't seeing them, check back to make sure you're still subscribed. And if you like uncensored news about China, please support the show on Patreon. Visit patreon.com/ChinaUncensored to see how. Once again, I'm Chris Chappell. See you next time.